It started 3 weeks ago. On a night I almost slept through. I woke up suddenly, heart racing. The red glow of my alarm clock burning into my eyes. 3:17 a.m. That was when I heard it. Knock, knock, knock. Three slow knocks, evenly spaced, coming from my apartment door. I lay completely still, listening. No footsteps in the hallway. No elevator. Just the faint hum of the building settling and the blood rushing in my ears. That I didn't answer. The next morning, I convinced myself it had been a dream. Old buildings make noises. Pipes knock. Brains invent patterns when they're half asleep. That night, I went to bed early at 3:17 a.m. The knocking came again. Three slow knocks. Same rhythm. Same pause between each one. This time, I checked the time while it was happening. My hands shook so badly, I almost dropped my phone. I crept to the door and looked through the peephole. The hallway was empty. No shadows. No movement. Just the flickering light at the far end of the hall. I didn't sleep after that. On the third night, I stayed awake on purpose. Lights on. Coffee brewing. TV playing quietly in the background. At 3:16, I stood in the living room, staring at the door. When the clock changed, the knocking came from the other side of the wall. Not the door. The wall beside my bed. Three knocks. Closer. I backed away until my shoulders hit the opposite wall. The knocking stopped, replaced by a faint sound, something like fingernails brushing against paint. I moved out of my bedroom that night. The next morning, I asked my neighbor if he'd heard anything strange. He looked confused, then uncomfortable. "You're the one who knocks," he said. I laughed. Too loudly. Asked him what he meant. He hesitated. "Every night, around 3-something, someone knocks on your door. Real hard. Then stops." I told him I was asleep at that time. He didn't believe me. On the fourth night, I slept on the couch with my phone recording audio. At 3:17 a.m., the knocks came again. But this time, they weren't coming from outside. They were coming from inside the apartment. Three knocks. From the bathroom door. I watched the handle slowly turn. The recording captured everything. The knocks. The silence. And then a sound that made my stomach drop. My own voice. Whispering, "I'm here." I ran out of the apartment barefoot and didn't stop until I reached the street. I listened to the recording again in the cold night. At exactly 3:18, another sound appeared. A fourth knock. From behind the microphone. I stayed with a friend after that. Told myself I was safe. But last night, his alarm clock went off. 3:17 a.m. We both heard the